the idea of this topic. Make more mistakes.
Hello all. Nice to see you, so many of you actually. This is not my first time on this stage, but it's the first time I talk about this subject, and probably the last time, right? So why do I talk about this, make more mistakes? And that is, I've been working in the eCom business, delivering, digital sort of solutions for eCom companies for more years than I'm willing to admit, and for a longer time. And if you asked me 5 years ago, I would probably say something in line with, trust me. I look like a trustworthy guy, don't I? Yeah, just trust me. I know what I'm doing. Done this before, can do it again, repeatedly, make you successful. But I learned, and I evolved, and understood, finally, that mistakes is the best things that can happen to you in life. But mistakes make you scared, don't you? Right? And there's a reason for that. Because in the early days, when we evolved as humans, doing mistakes was not a good thing, right? You stepped in the snake pit, get bitten, you died. So doing mistakes is not good, right? So you try to avoid them as much as you can. And even today, when you do mistakes, you feel scared. It's directly connected. Mistakes and fear, right? But we need to go over that. And why do we need to do that? Any answers? No, okay. Well, as I said, if you asked me for 5, 6, 7 years ago, I would say, trust me, I know what I'm doing, right? And that has sort of led to what I call best practice first sort of implementation strategy, right? They turn to me because I've done that before. I know what best practice is. I can do it again, right? But what I've learned from that, and this is important, that if you have a mindset setting best practice first, you will most probably create a rather shitty product. And that is actually a fact. And why is that a fact? That is a fact because you will just repeat what you've already done. And you will stop innovating. That will happen instantly, You're just doing whatever someone else already has done, and you call that new. It is not. If all restaurants should be, let's do best practice, all we have is McDonald's. It works, right? People get fed, I earn money, great business model, sort of. But you will stop innovating as soon as you start to apply best practice first. I can understand best practice also. I mean, if I turn right here, I will not get where I'm going to. I need to turn left. I've learned that from previous mistakes. So that is, in a sense, best practice. Fine. But you can't start with best practice, just stating, this is what we're going to do. We're going to create a new product that are identical to the one you did before. So, fail forward is sort of the more or less project model I would like to implement and learn by. What I mean by that is we need to create a culture where mistakes are accepted and even welcomed. And why? That is the only way that we actually learn new things. We can't learn new things if we don't try, and we can't try without failing. So doing mistakes is something that we have to do to actually move forward. When you are delivering some sort of project and you have 3 system developers in the team, and someone makes a mistake, instantly they start to hide it, right? You don't stand up and say, shit, I made a mistake. What can we learn? Instead, they try to hide. It didn't happen, but it did. So we need to create a culture where mistakes are accepted and even welcomed. That is the first step, I believe. And we need to implement methods to control mistakes and turn them into success. Because evolution has taught us that mistakes are bad things. It could be, snake bit, not good at all. But we need to evolve. And we can take control over ourselves. We can use our mind and actually turn mistakes to something good. And I will just share with you how we do it. And this is for free. You can have it, right? I won't send an invoice. Just take it from me. Steal it. You can get it if you buy the bike, actually. We start, the company I'm running now called XPRNC. That's cocky enough, isn't it? But what I say is that experience is good. It is. But you need to start every new task with a curious mind. Curiosity is where you need to start everything, right? Take all the experience you have, put it down there, and start look fresh, even at my age. It works, actually. It helps you understand and sets the basis for what we need, right? If you're curious enough, you will find that you are getting insights. If you're curious, you will get insights. Insights that you did not get if you wasn't curious in the beginning, right? If you have the I know what I'm doing sort of mentality. So insights is actually what sets what we need to do. And I'm learning from my clients and clients are learning from me. So that's good. So when we have insights, then we can start with the execution, right? We can start deliver. And when doing this is really important. Keeping all tasks as small as possible to minimize risk and maximize business value, because that is what we are supposed to be delivering. Business value. If we don't do that, we don't do our job pretty well. So after you have executed, then you will have new experience, right? So this is how we do it. We're curious, we're getting new insights, we execute on them in a small scale, and we gain experience. And sometimes experience is not a good thing. It's actually, this was not what was planned. It didn't make our life better. The product is actually not good. So that's why I say that you need to do it as small as possible. Because if you spend 6 months delivering something, and the end result and experience is that it wasn't that good, that's not a nice feeling. That's a mistake you would like to avoid. So keeping it small, gain experience, and then start fresh. Take the experience, put it behind you, start by being curious. And we do it in the circular motion, right? Curiosity, insight, execution, experience, curiosity, and also repeatedly. Make sense?
Yes.
Oh, thank you. I was scared asking. So, another thing then, embrace your laziness. Please do. It's okay, You don't need to be running this event. I don't know how you run an event, but that's probably what you do. What I mean here is that we as human beings are by nature rather lazy, right? That's because evolution taught us to do as little as possible to save energy, because we don't know when we're going to get fed next time. That's the simple fact. So we are lazy, at least I am. And if we embrace that, I always say this when we start new tasks, that always do as much as you have to. That's okay. But also as little as possible. Because what happens when you meet a new client and you are delivering a new eCom solution? It's like sending in a kid with your daddy's credit card in the candy shop. You want it all, you know. You will have more candy than you ever will be able to eat in a while. So what I'm saying is here that if you have to do something, then do it by all means. But you don't have to do it. Please don't. Often it shows that things that you avoid doing was really good because you don't need them in the end. So why spend time, energy, and money on it? I mean, we have deleted so many rows of code towards customers with functions that's never made any business value at all because you started too big. So scale it down as small as you can. That is something I learned at least. I'm lazy. So if, let's say that you're undertaking a rapid business transformation, all companies say this. Why are we going to do this? Well, we are undertaking a rather rapid business transformation. It's digital. So, and if you are, or adding innovative products, services, or customer experiences, whatever you do, if that is your task, and if you want to scale and scale fast, that's the second thing you always hear. We want to be able to scale. We want to be able to scale fast. Anyone against? No? Okay, let's go. So what's important here is when you do this, I believe that your ability to accelerate is secondary. It's secondary. Now, about making mistakes, if I was to bring up 10 Formula One drivers on stage, right? Asking them, have you ever done a mistake on track? All of them would say, yes, of course I have. And why? Because if you don't know where the boundaries are. You don't know when you need to actually brake the car before you need to turn, where that exact point is. Because if you do it too early, you will not win. If you do it too late, you will not win. But everyone, every single one of them, has been too late. And has seen themselves off course with a $2 billion car, smashing it to bits and pieces, and the team saying, good job. It's actually what they do, because then you know exactly when that breaking point is. And this is exactly as you should actually run businesses. Everything, but say, scaling is about speed. You don't win Formula One races by having the fastest car on a straight line. I promise you, if all of us would have a Formula One car outside and a huge straight, highway to run it on, we'd probably actually be able to do that. To run that car in 320 kilometers per hour, we would be shitty scared. It's not a pleasant experience, but we will actually be able to do that. But that is not what wins races. So actually accelerating really fast on a straight line will not give you the result that you want to. Being able to stop at the exact stopping point, turn, and then accelerate again as late as possible. That is what wins races for Formula One drivers. And that is what wins for the business. You need to be able to accelerate, absolutely. But more importantly, you need to be able to step on the brakes, change direction, and accelerate again. You need to do that better than your competitors to actually win. True, false? Please say true. Thank you. So this is actually a Formula One car, as I was talking about, right? And this is what wins races. The ability to stop, change direction, and re-accelerate. You need to do that. And to be able to do that, you need to do mistakes. You need to understand exactly when to do this. And if you control the mistakes by doing them as small as possible, then it's fine, right? You will not, find yourself in a position where everything breaks because you did a mistake, even if it might feel so from time to time. So, thank you so much, and please connect. Oh.
Thank you. Did you make any successful mistakes recently?
Well, except from the base down stage. Many of people here know me since before, and you can probably, being able to manage all of the mistakes I made better than me. I don't remember all of them, but I'm trying to learn. And I'm trying to evolve.
Yeah.
That's the.
Good. They do have a pretty nice budget also with the Formula One, I'm thinking.
They do, yeah. As do eCom.
Good.
Companies.
Yes. Thank you.
Cheers.